Today's topic is all about being stubborn and what it's costing you. If you are somebody who people tend to refer to as stubborn, if you've ever heard the words, you are so stubborn, and I'm just going to be like fully transparent here. I have heard those words in the past. Okay. I hear other things too, but I have been called stubborn before. So let me know as you hop on and I've got to log in on my Facebook so that I can see you when I'm going live in Zoom. I can't see you. So as you hop on, let me know in the comments, have you ever been accused of being stubborn? I want to know. Oh, look. Okay, somebody's on. Let's see who's on. Hi, Hi, Sandra. Hi, Krista. All right. Have you ever been called stubborn? This is for you. And I love this topic because I got to be honest, I have been talking to some very stubborn people this week. And I say that with lots of love because we all have our thing, right? So let's start with like just a definition. I have pulled this up on my phone. What is stubborn? Stubborn is having or showing dogged determination not to change one's attitude or position on something, especially in spite of good arguments or reasons to do so. Now, that to me is so funny, right? Just listen to that. It's being determined not to change your attitude or your position on something, especially when there's a good argument or reason for you to actually change your position on something. That's just really hilarious, isn't it? So if you're not yourself stubborn, I'm sure that you know many people who are, right? So even though we can kind of joke about it, I want to talk about what it's really costing you. And then I'm going to actually talk about how stubbornness shows up physically in your body. Do you actually know? Does anybody want to take a guess and type it in the comments? How do you think stubbornness shows up in your body? Because here's the truth. Everything that we feel physically was already showing up emotionally or mentally, and we ignored it. And so it's in the body because that's really where it can get our attention, right? It will show up as pain. It will show up as illness, disease. So stubbornness is one that when you read anything, when you read on this topic, there's a very specific place in the body that this always shows up. Okay, so I kind of came up with a list when I was thinking about this of what I see stubbornness costing people. And I would love to hear from you too. What are some of the things that you have seen it cost you in your life? So number one, being very stubborn, and we went through the definition earlier, if you missed it, it's basically being committed, determined not to change your view or your mind on something, especially when there's all the data and the proof and the reasons why you should. So it's just basically being like a petulant child, right? So to speak. And it's people get caught up in that because they want to be right, or they're embarrassed to say, I made a mistake, or they're embarrassed to, whatever hangups we have. You're embarrassed to change your mind about something or to be seen as, being a pushover. Right? All of that is kind of like head stuff that typically we pick up from childhood at some point. But what is it costing you as an adult? Number one, it's costing you deep connections in your relationships. Because if you're stubborn, if you always have to be right, if you're not open to trying new things, if you're not open-minded, if you're not open to letting people support you, or if you're so committed to being right, then you're going to be sacrificing relationships, because sometimes we have to just let go of that, right? In order to have a healthy relationship in the moment with someone. If you're married, you know what I'm talking about. But this is the same thing in work relationships, in business, with your children. any personal relationship with your friends, right? So if you're so stubborn that nobody can get through to you, and you know this because people have told you, God, you're so stubborn, right? Like you're so argumentative, you should have been an attorney. And I've had this in the past. So I totally, like, I'm saying this with love, but if you're constantly hearing this, you have to know that one of the things that's costing you is really deep connections in your relationships, because ultimately people do not want to be around you, right? Ultimately, people do not want to be around you because it's tough to be around somebody who's so stubborn and always has to argue and always has to get their way. So on top of that, being stubborn is costing you new opportunities. New opportunities. I cannot tell you how many people I have spoken to in my life, but especially recently as I've been presenting people, and you guys have heard about it, and I don't have any shame in it, because when I talk about an event or a program or something, it's because I'm sharing something that has the potential to help you, to serve you. I never share or promote anything for any other reason. So I've been putting the opportunity in front of people, sorry about my hair, who I know this opportunity will support. And there are some people who are like, yes, thank you. They see the value. They are so grateful and they jump on it, or they move things around in their life to make it happen. And there are other people who are so stubborn that they come up with every single reason why they can't do it. Too expensive, don't have the time, I don't like to fly, any reason or excuse to not take an opportunity that is actually going to provide you with those things that you actually said you wanted. I've had specific conversations with people around this, and it can be frustrating because it's like, wow, the opportunity is right there for you. What have you got to lose? I think most of you saw that I posted here in the group recently that on Sunday, one of my good friends died. Now, I hadn't seen her in a couple of years. But of course, in this day and age, you stay in contact on the phone and through text messaging and all of that. She had been waiting for a kidney transplant. This was going to be her second transplant. She had diabetes. And, we became friends in our early 20s. And, she'd always been diabetic and had her little portable, dialysis and all of that back when they did it that way. Anyway, her health was suffering over the last year as she had been waiting for this. And I was out on a bike ride, enjoying my health, enjoying nature, being with my family. And I got the message from a friend of mine that she had passed away that morning. And she was 39 years old, 39 years old. Now, here's the thing. I have been so used to people dying early in my life, dying young. My mother was killed in a car accident when she was 45. Before that, my aunt died of cancer at 37. Before that, my uncle died. I don't know exactly what age, but he wasn't even 40 yet. So the point of me sharing that is that none of us know when we'll take our last breath. And life is happening right now. Life is not next year. Oh, I'll do it next year, or I'll look into that, right? Life is not tomorrow, next year. It's not last year either. Life is right now. And so if you're being so stubborn that you're not taking opportunities that are put in front of you, you do not know when that opportunity is going to come again. And here's the thing. If you're consistently that stubborn, people stop putting opportunities in front of you. They stop coming to you with opportunities. The universe stops putting them in front of you because your energy is such that you're resistant to it. You're in a group right here called Manifest Your New Mindset. To manifest something new, you've got to do something new. You've got to think in a different way. You've got to approach things differently. You've got to be open to different ideas, to different possibilities. And being stubborn just won't, it doesn't allow any room for that. So it's costing you deep connections. It's costing you new opportunities. It's costing you personal growth. I mean, that one goes without saying. How can you grow if you're not open? Now, here's the thing. I understand that some people are more open to new things. That's for sure. You know, some people just are, they're wired that way. However, there are certain things that you can teach yourself, that you can train yourself to be more open to. And here's what I would say. If you're not getting the things that you want in your life, right? If there are things that are missing, things that you've been trying, quote unquote, trying to accomplish that always seem like they're eluding you or you keep getting pushed up against a wall, take that as an opportunity to ask yourself, what do I need to do differently? How long have I been listening to Jessica or somebody else talk about all these things? And how long have I heard her present me with opportunities? How many times have I spoken to someone who's helped me, say for free, or, you know, with advice or support, or they've referred me to this, or they've, you know, offered me this kind of support, but I don't take the next step. It's time for you to stop being so stubborn. If you actually want to go to the next step, if you actually want to create something differently in your life, if you want to manifest, look at what's manifesting around you. Is it what you want? If it's not, could you be more open? Could you be less stubborn? So personal growth, it's costing you. It's also going to cost you spiritual growth and emotional growth. I mean, that's all in personal growth. It's also costing you, listen up, because this one seems to make the big difference to people, even though all those other things are far more important, right? But it's costing you time. No, it's costing you money, time and money. Those are like, first of all, if you're stubborn, believe me, it's costing you money. Because if most people who are stubborn they don't want to spend money on certain things. Everything is too expensive, right? It's a mindset of where can I cut corners, or, you know, that whole mindset like of doing everything yourself. That's where it's costing you time. But believe me, it's costing you money, because if you're stubborn, you're doing things mostly on your own. You're not open to other people helping you, supporting you. You're less likely to hire people, right? Are you the stubborn mom who's, you know, cleaning the house, taking care of the kids, organizing everything, working, et cetera, and won't budge with, you know, some of the money to get support so that you can have more space in your life and actually be more efficient and more present with your family? If so, you're being stubborn. Okay, so being stubborn is costing you time and money. Time and money. There was a point in my life, and I've shared it on here often, where when I was building my a fitness business, where I was trying to do everything myself. I thought because I wasn't making a certain amount of money yet that I couldn't afford to hire full-time people. I thought, well, why am I going to pay somebody $30,000 a year when, you know, that's money taken out of my salary and I can just do these things myself? I was being stubborn. I also had slipped back into a scarcity mindset, thinking that there wouldn't be enough money for me if I spent money on someone else. That is stubborn. Because the truth is, once I got out of my own way and hired full-time staff, right, said, okay, I'm going to put the energy out there. I'm going to hire full-time staff. I'm going to get the support. I'm not going to stress about the fact that that's taking money from me, because I know that having the support is going to allow me to grow the business. It's going to allow me to grow the business and bring in more money and ultimately make more money, right, in a year or 6 months. And that's exactly what it did. When I stopped being stubborn, I hired a business coach and I did all of these things. And it was like, I had been so stubborn. On top of that, so right, deep connections, new opportunities, personal growth, costing you time, costing you money. And all of that together is energy. It's costing you energy. In this day and age, people are putting out so much energy on things that are wasteful. How much energy do you spend on social media, on, watching TV shows, keeping up with, all the famous people, comparing yourself, all of these time-sucking things that don't really amount to anything in your life, anything of real value or quality. Those are energy suckers, energy suckers. And when you're trying to do everything yourself, figure out everything yourself, or always be right, that requires a lot of energy. That requires a lot of energy. And I know, because like I said, I've been in that state of mind at different points in my life. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to be stubborn. So here's what I want to share with you. If you're listening to this and you're like, am I stubborn? Am I a stubborn person? Ask yourself these questions. Number one, how often do people tell me I'm stubborn? Number two, how long has it been in my life since I've gotten the results that I want? Am I stuck at the same place? Have I been stuck at the same place 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? Same place meaning not having the result, the lifestyle, all of that you want. If the answer to that is yes, if the answer to those two things are yes, then yes, you're probably very stubborn. And physically, if you're someone who has chronic neck pain, so where people call this, I hold my stress or my tension in my neck, that is stubbornness. Stubbornness shows up physically in our neck. Do you have a stiff neck? Do you typically tend to have pain there when you do have pain? Are you a pain in the neck? That is where all of the reading, all of the mind-body science points to tell you whether or not you're being really stubborn in your life. It points to pain in your neck. Front of the neck, side of the neck, back of the neck. Okay? So here's an affirmation. It's so simple. It's an affirmation that you can start to write about. You can write it in your journal. You can say it in the morning. And here's something I want you to know about affirmations. You can't just talk your way into manifesting something because you can't fake the universe. Your energy has got to match your words. You've got to believe what you're saying. It's not really fake it till you make it. It's really talk about things and think about things that put you in a state of feeling good. So sometimes you've got to find the simplest thing to talk about so that you start to get in that feeling good state before you start adding stuff on top of that. You can't just sit there and say, I'm so happy. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm every day and in every way, I am happy, right? But with this energy of down, depression, and all of that. So your emotions and your feelings have to match your words. So here's a very simple affirmation. And when you say it, believe it, or at least say it when you're already in a flow of feeling good. Okay? And it's as simple as this. I am open to change. I am open to the opportunities that are put in front of me. I am open to change, and I am open to the opportunities that are put in front of me. You can say them together or you can have them separately. But the key word there is open. I am open. You could even make it as simple as that. I am open. I am open to change. I am open to the opportunities that are put in front of me. By the way, I am doing a live training with two other girls, Sasha Sterling and Dawn Monefusco. This is going to be amazing in exactly a half an hour. So 5:30 p.m. Pacific or 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So wherever you are, if you're watching right now, join us in 30 minutes. The link is right here in the Manifest Your New Mindset page. Just scroll up. I shared it today, so it'll be above this. And click on to register. Come over and join us. It's 3 women, and we're sharing the 3 things we've mastered to start and grow a meaningful online business. So this is for you. If you're someone who already has a business but isn't happy with the success or the profit that you've made, or even if you've never had a business before, but you're yearning to do something more meaningful. Because I think about my sweet dear friend Val, and she's gone, but there are so many people, and you may be one of them, who is alive right now, who is allowing your dreams, your desires, your goals, your passions to die inside of you. And a lot of that is because you're too stubborn to get support and to try something differently. And so if that's you, if that resonates with you, I invite you to join us on the training in half an hour. And I thank you for joining me. I'm going to look really quickly and see if anybody had any questions. And, I couldn't see any of those. Sorry, guys. So let's see. Oh my gosh, 21 comments. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to look. Let's see. Deep connection. Yes, yes, yes. Missed opportunities. That is a huge one, Krista. That is a huge one, missed opportunities. I mean, you can't take those back. And yeah, you can kind of talk yourself into saying like, well, everything happens for a reason, perhaps, but everything also happens because you're either moving them forward or you're blocking them. So you got to tap into what part of the equation are you responsible for? Akila says, I am stubborn, I admit it. But you know what, Akila? You are so about to snap out of that because you took me up on the invitation, myself and Jana, to join us at the Zone event. And that's smart because you're going to be surrounded by all kinds of higher level thinking people who are who have a business or wanting to grow a business, and you're stepping out of that. You're stepping out of that stubbornness. I love it. So Lynette says, you're stubborn, but you don't have neck pain. Okay, good. I never give up no matter how many times I fail. Okay, so you keep trying. But you say you are stubborn. So Lynette, what would be possible for you? What would be possible for you if you stopped being stubborn when you're trying to get where you want to be? Something there, without going too deep, I've done a lot of leadership and personal development training so that I can be a better leader and coach. Where in your life, this is a question you get to sit with, did you decide that you don't deserve the success, the lifestyle, or whatever it is that you want? Because what you said here is, I'm stubborn when I'm trying to get where I want to be. What would happen if you opened up to opportunity? How many times have I invited you to come to the Zone event? It's an opportunity that actually is gone after tomorrow. So for those of you who are watching, I have Zone event tickets for $197. Tomorrow they go up to $1,000 and then they'll be gone. So I'm just saying to you that you've had opportunities, not just the zone event, but other opportunities that I presented you with. So you're right on point when you say, when I'm trying to get somewhere, I'm stubborn and I don't take the opportunity. So I invite you to consider what would happen, what would be the big breakthrough for you if you actually started being more open to opportunity. All right, everyone, thank you for visiting. Come back next week. I'll be here. And I love the engagement that's been going on in the group. You all have been so engaged. I love it. Let me know in the comments if you love that I'm doing my Facebook Lives now here in the Facebook group instead of on my Facebook page, because I want to make you happy. I'm here to serve you and to help you manifest your new mindset. So thank you all. And enjoy the rest of your evening if you're not coming over to join me in 30 minutes.